China's economic growth in the past 3 decades is considered nothing short of a miracle. From an agrarian nation in the 1970s, China has grown into a global industrial powerhouse. But have social attitudes towards women kept pace? Well, joining me now to discuss these issues, Dr. Liqun, a leader in media and gender studies in China. She is also vice president at the Communication University of China. Dr. Liu, as I was saying, China is going through a time of rapid change right now and growth. Women now have access to better jobs. They also have access to higher education. But at the same time, traditionally, women have played a role in the family in China. They've looked after their families, they've brought up kids, they've managed the home. So how are they handling these competing demands? On the one hand, family, on the other hand, the new economy.
In China, we always said that people, and especially women, they should be self-reliant and self-independence. But I think to balance this kind of a problem is not only women's own business. It needs the whole society to work together. For example, maybe a kind of a friendly environment can be built up to give more opportunity for women to go to work. And also, I think we can change some tradition concept that only women should look after the family, the child, and the parents, and the couples should share the houseworks. And also, I think the policy and the law from that level should do some things that to guarantee that if the women want to go to work, they should have the right and should have the chance to do that. So I think that although there is still a dilemma between the work and the work career and their family, and I think that all the women, their wish is to have a good family as well as excellent work. So we still have a long way to go to fulfill this dream, but I think that look at the past, we are still believe that in the future that will be changed.
Well, China appears to be doing a lot better than Europe and the United States when it comes to the mobility of women in the workplace. I was looking at some figures. In China, 51% of senior management positions are occupied by women. That figure in the European Union is 25%, and in North America it's 21%. So what does that tell us about upward mobility for women in China in the workplace?
Well, this is a question I think, about the gender equality and the equity. And also it is a hot topic, I think, worldwide. And China, we talk about China's situation. I think women that they just grown up very rapidly in the past decades and in the past years. And as it's estimated that Chinese women, female deputies of the National People's Congress, that they consist of 23.4 of the whole deputies. So this is the best and the highest in the history. We have a kind of a policy that treat men and women are equal. There is a national basic law that called men and men are totally equally, but that is from the level of the legislation. So I think that from the level of the practice, what we can do is to fulfill that part of the legislation.
The female population of China as a percentage of the whole population has gone down slightly over the past 2 decades. For the last 30 years, China has had a policy which is called the one-child policy. How has this impacted women in China?
In China, people and the couples prefer boys than girls. So if it's only one child, they prefer boys. So that is happened in some rural areas that kind of a sex selective abortion. So I think that is, although it's illegal in China, but because they only can have one child, so they try use some ways to do that.
Let me move to the political arena right now. Do you think there will be a woman leader in China at a national level very soon?
I think that when we look at our past, that we have made a big progress at that, like every other countries, that women, because enter the society for about only 100 years and get education and go to the public sphere. So when we look back to the past, we can see the progress. But still now, that just as I mentioned, that the legal equality and the true equality is not quite the same. So we do still have the long way to go. But I think that because we need to select our leaders not by their gender but by their ability. So I think that in the future, I hope that not far ago, that we can have a female leader.
Dr. Liu, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.